What's up, guys? I'm gonna show you today my favorite deal of all time, this 7-unit deal. And the reason this is my favorite deal is probably because it was one of the first deals I did end to end. I found the seller, I found the buyer, I managed the whole project of this magnitude. So it kind of has a special place in my heart. But yeah, let's get into it. Again, it's available here on Case Studies. It's this one, the first one I put up. Okay. So I actually did this deal in 2017, but I just got around to putting this whole website together. So this is the little 7-unit deal up in Everett. I found this deal off market. There was a really obvious value add. And we'll get into the analysis, but let me just go over it really quickly. So this is kind of what it looked like. We had yellow and blue sinks, so it needed quite a bit of work, and I'll just show you this. Okay, so we got it for $950. That was what the seller wanted. That's what we ended up buying it for. It's off market, so it was really pretty straightforward. Our initial analysis showed this, so it was mostly, it's 6 2-bedrooms and one bedroom. It's a shared washer dryer, laundry room for the whole building. And these were the current rents at the time. And this is our projected rent here, market rent. And we're actually a little higher than this now, but okay, vacancy. You can see, I mean, the expenses are pretty standard. Property tax, insurance, $400 a month utilities, $160 on that, maintenance, property management. Back then, interest rates were a little bit lower there, and we estimated about $8,500 per unit. So that was basically, we did minor repairs, little fix-its here and there throughout the building. Bathroom, complete bathroom renovations for the whole building. So that's where we focused all of our, the majority of our energy. So we did the whole thing. So we ripped out the bathtubs and the shower enclosures because there was leaks behind, so we needed to do them all. So that's what we ended up doing: toilets, floors, vanity mirror, light, the whole bathroom. And the original plan was to kick everybody out and do this whole thing, and we played with that idea, but it really just didn't make sense. So what I proposed and what we ended up doing was just renovating the bathrooms with occupied units. So we didn't ask anyone to move. We just did the renovation while they were still living there. That was a little bit problematic. The contractor didn't want to do it, but we problem solved. We worked it out because, we also couldn't have the tenants be without a bathroom for a day, because that won't work. So what we did was, on day 1, we did a shower enclosure in the bathtub in one day, and then the second day we came back and did the vanity toilet and floor. So it's not ideal. It's not exactly how the contractor wanted to do it, but it worked out, so that it was a 2-day flip of the bathroom, and then the tenants were never without a bathroom or a shower for either day. So that's how we ended up doing it. And then there was some roof leaks and some minor stuff on the roof that we had to get done. So this is kind of the, the pro forma as it stood. So when he bought it, it was barely cash flowing, a little too close for comfort for that much money that you're putting in, It's a little rough. And then, but as we got it up, ended up coming into here. So these were our estimates as to where he was going to be once we got the rents up. And this is where our rents were. Okay, in the 2-year, just actually like 2.5 years now, we've turned 2 units fully, just natural turnover. I have 1 person moving out the end of this month. So in 2.5 years, we've only had 2 turnovers, and now coming up on the 3rd. So we'll be able to get that unit renovated as well, fully renovated. So let's go to the actual outcome. So these are actual numbers. These aren't projections anymore. And you can actually download this on this webpage, so you can like print this and kind of put them side by side and compare. So this is where we ended up being. And so his cash flow is at 289. Yeah, so these are, I put in the exact numbers as to what everything is. Utilities get lumped in with water, sewer. Electricity is way lower than what we thought. So I made some notes on what happened. Okay, so tax, insurance, and utilities were a little higher than we expected, and then the electricity and the maintenance were much lower than we anticipated. Property tax went up substantially. So right there, property tax. And then electricity was way lower and maintenance was way lower. And the reason I think is because they're just low maintenance tenants. And because we have the built-in maintenance company, we're able to just kind of do things really cheap. But yeah, lessons learned. So value of maintenance, controlled the maintenance costs, and then occupied renovations. This was a really big takeaway for us, because by not kicking out the tenants and by doing the renovations and then increasing the rent, no one moved out, because I think they felt like the increases were justified. We fully renovated the bathroom, we put in ceiling fans, we fixed their their screens on their windows, so they could actually have some airflow in the summertime. Just some minor stuff. We redid the laundry room, which was just a matter of like cleaning it and putting in baseboard trim around the bottom, so it just looked cleaner and more complete. We did some basic landscaping, cleaned up, put bark dust down, and improved the exterior lighting. And just doing all of those things, and then asking people to, and then raising people's rent like $100 to $200 to maybe $250 in some cases. Nobody was upset about that. We didn't get any kickback or any pushback, and everybody stayed. So that was nice. So it was, really helped with the cash flow during the renovation, and it just reduced the overall cost of the project. So yeah, and it's solidified this mantra I had, which was happy residents equal productive properties. So if you can keep people happy, they won't move out, reduces your turnover costs, reduces your vacancy, and it's usually better if the tenants are decent, paying their rent, and everybody's generally making things work. Then it's better to just keep them and go with it that way. So that's that deal. And like I said, now the owner's sitting back, he's making about $2,000 a month off of that deal, off of his initial. This isn't right. I'm gonna have to update this, but so it's the total cash outlay was $247 plus $60,000 in renovations, so $307. So this cash on cash is slightly elevated, but the value of the property now, so your net operating is 277 divided by, let's say you sold it at a 5 cap, 1.38, so just almost 4. So minus 950 minus 60,000. So he's sitting on about 375,000. Obviously there'd be some transaction costs with that, but so let's say that was at 5%, 6%. So yeah, he could sell this and do like a 1031 exchange and put 350 down on something else if he wanted. But at this point, I think he's just going to keep it for a while and let it keep going up in value, because these rents will continue to rise, and we haven't really done the full gamut. And you can see some of these, like this unit, we got more than what we expected. This one's right at it. This one could, this is also on the, these three are on the top floor. Could still be renovated for a pretty substantial increase. Same with this one, unit 4. So there's still a lot to do with this project, but we're not pushing it as hard as we could, and he's happy with it, so we're just going to keep riding it out. I like this deal.